objection to the use of mini-trial. It was never a mini-trial. It is a clarificatory hearing.
Your Honor, just a short rejoinder. Isn't
You
it,
may proceed, counsel.
with all due respect, isn't it Representative Luistro who termed such proceeding as mini-trial? We just want to inquire of Representative Luistro.
May I respond, Your Honor?
The lead prosecutor may respond thereafter. We shall continue. Yes, what is your response, counsel?
The prosecution has been very consistent that what we did in the Committee on Justice of the House of Representatives is never a mini-trial. It is a clarificatory hearing consistent to the House rules on impeachment and even consistent to the provisions of Article 11 of the Constitution.
The continuing objection of counsel, lead prosecutor, is duly noted in regard to the line and words used by counsel for respondent. Counsel for respondent may proceed.
All right. Going back, this was one of the documents that you submitted by virtue of the subpoena duces tecum, correct? AO number 11.
Yes.
In fact, AO number 11 was first mentioned in public during that April 29, 2026 hearing, correct?
In that hearing, yes, but I cannot recall if what's been made public before.
All right. But you mentioned it in that hearing.
I think it was mentioned,
All right.
yes, sir.
Now, AO 11 pertains to the creation of a special task force. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
All right. And according to the whereas clause, and I will read it and I'll quote it, it says, threats to the life of the president constitute a grave offense with far-reaching implications on national stability, public safety, and the continuity of government. Do you confirm this?
Your Honor,
sir,
may
I
we-
request for a copy of
Yes,
the
please.
document so that I can examine it?
Very well.
Thank
may
you.
I ask my co-counsel, Your Honor, to provide Director
Assisting
Matibag
counsel
with
for
a-
respondent may approach. Likewise, assisting counsel for the prosecutor may approach the witness.
Yes, sir.
All right. My question is this. Are threats to the life of the Vice President constitute a grave offense with far-reaching implications on national stability, public safety, and the continuity of government?
Your Honor, objection, please.
What's
What is the
Your
ground for
Honor?
the objection?
The question of the defense is speculative.
Overruled. Witness may answer.
The threat to the president and all other high government officials like the Senate President, the Chief Justice, the Speaker of the House, or any other officers is a threat to the national security and threat to public safety.
All right, very well. Now, did you create a special task force to investigate on the threats to the life of VP Sara?
There was none to my recollection.
Right. So, let us recall the interview of Dempsey Reyes of the Philippine Daily Inquirer. This is part, Your Honor, of Annex G9 of the Articles of Impeachment. And please direct your attention to paragraph 13 of the minutes of the meeting and allow me to read. Number 13, are you aware of the threats?
Your Honor, please, may we confront the witness with the document?
Very well, Your Honor. We will provide the
assisting-
hard copy and we will display also or flash on the screen a soft copy of such document.
Assisting counsel for both parties may approach the bench and confront the witness with a copy of the document that the counsel for the respondent is referring to. Kindly proceed, counsel.
All right. It says, paragraph 13, or question and answer number 13, are you aware of the threats? Answer, may press con kasi earlier than that, sabi niya lang, gusto daw siyang patayin daw, according to her ni speaker. That was during a press conference the day before, November 22. So my question is, can you confirm that this is part of the NBI's own records?
It reflected on the investigation report, so I presume it is.
All right. So this is information regarding the threats to the life of VP Sara, is it not?
Nakalagay po doon, may threat daw po.
Alright.
Sama po.
And when you became NBI Director in February 20, 2026, did you conduct a motu proprio investigation to help her?
I was informed by the investigating officers that it was considered the threat that was mentioned to the Vice President. In fact, personalities were subpoenaed, including the Vice President, 2 times in order to aid the National Bureau of Investigation in this investigation. However, to no avail, there was no attendance from the personalities that was invited.
All right. So let me clarify. Under your leadership already, did the NBI subpoena VP Sara for this?
We never subpoenaed because we noticed that every time proper subpoenas was issued to the Vice President, she will never attend a subpoena.
And your basis for saying that is the subpoena connected to the first investigation, correct?
Not only that, in a lot of proceedings, including the proceeding in the impeachment at the House of Representatives, I noticed that she never attended.
So that was your motivation for not issuing a subpoena. Anyway, under your leadership,
Your Honor, please, may I move to strike from the record the word motivation? The witness never said motivation.
Let it remain in the record. Witness may, counsel may proceed.
all right, so under your leadership, did the NBI subpoena former Speaker Martin?
Wala pa po.
Wala. But do you intend to issue a subpoena against him?
Actually, when we're investigating the issue on the 18 Marines, if the 18 Marines was able to issue their statement properly, we intend to subpoena Speaker Martin Romualdez.
Okay. So under your leadership, did the NBI subpoena those who were present during that November 22 press con?
There are some personalities that were subpoenaed. In fact, I noticed that you have presented the subpoena yesterday.
Yeah, but isn't it that those subpoenas were under the leadership of Director Santiago?
Well, as to the investigation of at that time, it was already been the subject of a resolution pending before the Department of Justice.
So in other words, insofar as the alleged threats to the President, there is an ongoing investigation. But in terms of the alleged threats against the Vice President, there's no ongoing investigation.
Because there is a big difference, Your Honor.
Okay. How about Princess Maui, for example, from the November 23 press con? Was she subpoenaed under your leadership?
Ask
No.
and answered question, Your Honor.
This is the first time about Princess Maui, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it has been asked already during the cross.
No, the ground is correct. Asked and answered, meaning the witness already answered, no, he did not.
All right.
Counsel may proceed.
But you mentioned a while ago that there were 2 subpoenas issued against VP Sara, correct?
Yes, sir. Based on the record that was turned over to
Yeah, but those 2 subpoenas were issued by former Director NBI Santiago and not under your leadership.
by the National Bureau of Investigation, yes, under the leadership of Director Santiago.
But just to clarify, under your leadership, no subpoena.
The subpoenas,
Ask and answered, Your Honor.
Asked and answered. Move on, counsel.
All right, I'll move on. Now, you mentioned yesterday that for grave threats and inciting to sedition, these are still pending before the DOJ.
Ask and answered, Your Honor.
Asked and answered, counsel.
All
Move
right.
on.
You likewise mentioned yesterday that you have an ongoing investigation. And my question is this for the alleged contracting for the assassination?
yes, that is very clear. I was able to explain that yesterday.
Okay, and particularly, the ongoing investigation pertain to the leads that you have to the alleged person that VP Sara talked to.
Among others, Your Honor.
But no subpoena has been issued to such alleged person under your leadership.
Because we are under a case build-up status. It is an
We need to localize the summer campaign by yesterday. Top performers only. B, that's the one. Skip carousels for now. Let me know when we're good to go. Amazing. Agents, what shall we take on next?
also mandated to investigate.
Your Honor, with all due respect, Your Honor, the answer was not responsive.
Your
My
Honor-
answer was very specific. My question was very specific. What will be the felony or crime that will be indicated in the subpoena?
Witness will please answer. The question was simple. What is the crime, if any, or penalty in relation to the document being asked by the counsel?
We all know that there is no crime committed when there is a plan to kill until it is executed. But what I'm saying, that's why I'm qualifying, is because one of the mandates of the National Bureau of Investigation is to protect the national security. And we are also mandated to issue a subpoena or an investigation to do so. So if in this case, we cannot issue a subpoena, we can issue an invitation for those persons of interest.
So no, you cannot issue a subpoena, but just an invitation. In other words, this is not under the jurisdiction of the NBI, correct?
It is within the power of the NBI to protect the national interest and the national security. And as mentioned, there is a continuing threat to the President, and under Section G, Section 5 of the Republic Act 10867, it is one of the primary duty of the NBI to protect the security of the President.
All right. Yesterday, you also mentioned betrayal of public trust, correct?
That is correct.
Can that be indicated in the subpoena when you issue it against this alleged person?
It can be or it can be not. But why will we put the subject betrayal of public trust if the person being subpoena is not being tried for betrayal of public trust?
What if it's against the Vice President? Just to clarify, can the subpoena indicate betrayal of public trust?
We cannot put that because that is not a subject of a case under the revised penal code or a crime. The betrayal of public trust is the very well subject of an impeachment court.
All right. So you admit nonetheless that betrayal of public trust is a ground for impeachment, correct?
That is correct. I think it's in the Constitution.
All right. And are you saying that once you reach your findings, because we're all waiting for that, is it correct to say that you will file another impeachment case against VP Sara?
Oh, thank you for that question. So that I
Objection,
can
Your
explain.
Honor. That is speculative.
I think the witness is competent enough and in fact thank the counsel for his question. I'm interested to hear what the witness will also answer.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. The betrayal of public trust as the issue in the impeachment court, we don't need to investigate even if we pinpointed the person contracted. Because the point being is the betrayal of public trust was already been consummated when she publicly admitted, there is already an admission that she contracted a killer, a mamamatay tao or assassin, to kill the president. And that itself is already an admission. At sinabi pa niya, pumayag na.